Grand Rising to all I ams, near and far in the Kingdom of Canada and around the world. Today is June 24, 2024, and it's a beautiful, sunny summer day, and it's a great time to be alive. I'm your host, Her Excellency Wendy Ann Charlton, and I am the Minister of Well, bringing you this edition of the Ministers of the Kingdom of Canada. Welcome to who are present here today, and those are joining us live from around the Kingdom of Canada and around the world, and to we, the people of the Kingdom of Canada. Welcome to our VIPs. You are the children of our future. Thank you for being here. And to our ancestors who have made it possible for us to be here today in this new era in Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Digilo timeline. Thank you in the Kingdom of Canada. And to our honored and special guests watching online, the heads of state, the presidents, prime ministers, crown princes, crown princesses, majesties, kings and queens, emperors and empresses, and to all the 7 continents of the North and South America, Africa, Asia, Australia, Eurasia, the Middle East, and Antarctica. Welcome all. And to the ministers, the provincial and the city coordinators, welcome. And it's my honor and my privilege to have been appointed by Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Digilo as the Minister of Well in the Kingdom of Canada under natural law. All of the ministers have taken their oath, and that was on March the 17th of 2024. And today I'm introducing to you Her Excellency Tennyson Park, who is the Minister of Oceans and Fisheries. Welcome.
Well, thank you very much. Greetings. And so thank you to Her Excellency Wendy Ann Charlton, to all the I ams of the Kingdom of Canada, the I ams of the world, and to Her Royal Majesty, Queen Romana Digilo. So I'll begin by repeating my oath as Minister of Oceans and Fisheries, which I took on March 17, 2024. I am Her Excellency Tennyson Park, swear by benevolent Grandmaster Creator to be loyal to the Kingdom of Canada's nationals, the Kingdom of Canada, and Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Digilo, not to divulge any of the state's secrets, to maintain its interests and regulations internally and externally, and to perform my duties with honor, honesty, integrity, and sincerity. And my to-do list as Minister of Oceans and Fisheries: 1, harm not we the people of the Kingdom of Canada, the Kingdom of Canada, Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Digilo, and we the people of the world. 2, secure, protect, and maintain the Kingdom of Canada's sovereignty. 3, ensure 0 foreign fishing vessels are inside the waters of the Kingdom of Canada. 4, all Canadian nationals are authorized to fish for personal and family consumption and to make a living income all year round. 0 fishing permits required. 5, implement Oceans and Fisheries, Kingdom of Canada laws and policies under natural law. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is.
And thank you for your oath, and thank you for your to-do list. And we all know that with great responsibility comes along with great responsibility to we the people to carry out our to-do list. And we are here to do that.
Yes.
Thank you for yours.
Thank you. We take it very, very seriously. This is serious work. So to begin with addressing the different points on my to-do list, harm not the we the people of the Kingdom of Canada. The Kingdom of Canada, Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Didulo, and the we the people of the world, and 2, to secure, protect, and maintain the Kingdom of Canada's sovereignty. That's harm not, secure, and protect. So I'll start by saying that before I took over this ministry, there were issues so serious that Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Didulo had to implement changes immediately regarding our oceans and the shipping and transportation industry, transport industry. Transfer of surveillance control was shifted from the Port Authority, Coast Guard, because the Port Authority and Coast Guard were, and I'll stress, not all, but the majority were corrupt and working with child traffickers, drug traffickers, weapons traffickers, transporting of illegal substances and adrenochrome, you name it. Did you know that vessels would make a drop at specific coordinates and move on, and then drug traffickers in another boat would come after and use GPS to locate the drop, or it was a diver in some cases, and they would pick up the package. Yes, and it wasn't just drugs. I know this is difficult to hear, but it was also children. We have seen so many reports on drug busts, large shipments of cocaine, for example. But what about all the other illegal activities perpetrated through the shipping, transporting industries, like weapons trafficking, organ trafficking, human trafficking, and specifically child trafficking? We're talking about an industry, again, not the whole industry, but the majority that trafficked our children. So the surveillance control was shifted to the Navy, the Special Forces, and to the Space Force. Excuse me. Thus ensuring the safety and security of the waters. And this notice from Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Didulo on November 21st, 2023, in the Kingdom of Canada, re Kingdom of Canada Ports Policing. Notice: policing authority of our ports is now transferred to the Kingdom of Canada's Navy and Special Forces, effective immediately. And so it is.
So that was really hard to listen to.
It is hard to, it's hard to speak it. It's hard to read it. But it's important information of the old system as we are now in the new system under natural law.
And it's never going to happen again.
It will never, ever
No.
happen again.
And I love children, and I'm happy to know that it'll never happen again.
Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Didelot has ensured that with these royal decrees, and this royal decree, July 1st, 2023, in the Kingdom of Canada, all oil tankers docking in and departing from the Kingdom of Canada must be boarded by the Kingdom of Canada's Coast Guards and Navy and inspected to ensure there are 0 humans, in brackets, adults, children, and illicit drugs, WMDs, that's weapons of mass destruction, being trafficked to and from the Kingdom of Canada. Check every nook and cranny of the ship, including the ship crew's quarters and captain's quarters. If any human, illicit drugs, and or weapon of mass destruction is found on the ship, immediately arrest the captain, crew, and owner of the ship and tried under natural law.
Yeah.
And so it is. Serious. It's serious. So November 29, 2023, this as well from Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Didelot in the Kingdom of Canada. I've already allocated 500 billion to the Kingdom of Canada's military modernization that includes the Navy, respectively. There shall be 0 budget cuts, in brackets. There is 0 bullshito politics involved here, close bracket, for building and purchasing brand new ships and equipment and all tools for the Navy of the Kingdom of Canada. And notice, the Kingdom of Canada's Navy and Special Forces have now been tasked to protect and guard our seaports across the Kingdom of Canada. And so it is.
And so it is.
Right?
Right.
You may be asking, what was the scope of this abhorrent activity? I mean, how many trillions of dollars are we talking about here? How vast was this? How many shipping companies are we talking about? And how deep did this go? We are always encouraging all IAMs to do your research. But as we've discussed, this is what was and will never be again.
Never be again.
So
thank you, Your Majesty, Queen Romana Didelot.
Absolutely. Thank you, Your Majesty. So for the safety and security of the IAMs of the Kingdom of Canada and the IAMs of the world, we will have 3 new megaports with extensive checkpoints, utilizing suppressed technologies so that all cargo will be confirmed safe and lawful. Let me tell you, these megaports are also going to be extraordinary in regards to our economy, our long-term wealth, and the overall growth of our kingdom. And I will read Her Majesty's Royal Decree regarding the megaports. It's very exciting. Job creation number 2, shipping industry and megaports equals $1.5 trillion investments in the Kingdom of Canada. Purpose: to build the Kingdom of Canada's 3 megaports in Yukon, Northwest Territories, Nunavut. Navy ships, Coast Guard ships, oil tankers, ferries, and mega cargo ships, larger than Suez Canal dimensions, for transporting goods, products to Europe and Asia from Canada's northern territories. This goes to the attention of we the people of the Kingdom of Canada, to the Kingdom of Canada's Treasury Bank, Treasury Board, Treasury Department. I am Queen Romana Didelot of the Kingdom of Canada, Head of State, Commander-in-Chief, President, and Head of Government, hereby issue this royal decree effective immediately, March 5, 2022, to release investment funds for the following provinces. Prince Edward Island, 150 billion. New Brunswick, 100 billion. Nova Scotia, 100 billion. Newfoundland and Labrador, 100 billion. British Columbia, 200 billion. Quebec,
exciting.
right? Quebec, 200 billion. Ontario, 200 billion. And then for Yukon and Northwest Territories and Nunavut, where the megaports will be, 150 billion in each of those three for the megaports. And so it is.
So exciting. So that's going to mean so much for the economy and the transportation and the size.
Absolutely. It's mega.
Mega. And how much time will it cut off with?
That's a great question. I will find the answer to that as we go along, but it will certainly cut so much timing and expedite everything. And as number one important is that this will all be done with the absolute zero. It will take 2 weeks.
2 weeks off the transportation time.
Wow. 2 weeks.
So what does that mean to you?
Well, first off, it means that the overall growth and wealth of the IAMs of the Kingdom of Canada is ensured. These megaports are going to be a vast difference for the Canadian nationals. And I have to go back to my first point, which is always the safety and security of all IAMs in the Kingdom of Canada, because as we discussed, the surveillance, the checkpoints, even leading to the mega ports, will ensure that nothing unlawful ever again is going through our ports, our oceans, our waters, through the transport industry, through the shipping. It's all on the up and up, clean and clear. And so then we're just looking at industry and growth. So it's amazing.
So what I was thinking about with the 2 weeks, with the transportation of exotic foods and fruits from different countries that we haven't been able to have up until now, because by the time they get through the Suez Canal, they're not even edible when they get to us. So this, I was thinking about this with Her Excellency Gail McGarry, with the Deputy Minister of International
Trade,
and with us importing different things from different countries. And what it really means is we're going to have 2 weeks of time where it will be coming to us fresh.
Wow. It's abundance, it's wealth, it's
exciting.
It really, really is. So I'll continue with my to-do list.
All right.
Which takes us to number 3, ensure zero foreign fishing vessels are inside the waters of the Kingdom of Canada. This is really important. Did you know that in the old system, the Minister of Fisheries and Oceans had the unilateral decision to issue licenses to foreign vessels, to foreign companies. So foreign countries' vessels were licensed to come into the Kingdom of Canada's waters to fish. I mean, you might be asking, who did they issue these foreign licenses to? And how did they choose which foreign vessels were allowed in? Was there a licensing fee? How much did they pay? And where did that money go? I mean, how much fish were they harvesting? Were they able to fish 24 hours a day or what? And as a result of these licenses issued, how frequently were they harvesting fish? And with how many vessels? How many different vessels were given this license? And what was generated? Where did the revenue go? Did the IAMs of the Kingdom of Canada get a share of those profits from the fish harvested? Or was it just the minister's pocket? Was this an under the table negotiation? Just a question to ask.
We probably all know the answer to that, right?
I think we do, but we're posing it as a question.
As a question.
And what other ministries allowed this unilateral decision? Because let's remember, these are we the peoples, the IAMs, natural resources owned by the IAMs of the Kingdom of Canada. So that's why these are very important questions. The very fact that we had foreign vessels fishing in the Kingdom of Canada is pure kakistocracy. Why would you allow foreign vessels to come in? Who knows what they were fishing for? Were they allowed to come to the Kingdom of Canada waters just to do fishing? I mean, were they human trafficking? This goes back to the first points being made today: illegal drugs trafficking, weapons trafficking, organ harvesting, adrenochrome harvesting. We didn't know. This was not disclosed. If they were allowed to if foreign vessels were just allowed to come in, who knew what they were up to?
Well, that's all come to an end.
It is absolutely.
So, and for us to know that our fish, we will be able to keep 75% in Canada.
Yes.
And export in the Kingdom of Canada and export 25%.
Yes. And actually, I will read that royal decree shortly. You're 100% right.
Thank you.
So we are now, that was old system, we are now taking the measures that it seems were not taken previously to ensure that the waters of the Kingdom of Canada are not being used for illegal activities. Those measures are being taken. No more of that. Excuse me. No more of that old system. So all IAMs of the Kingdom of Canada are now the rightful owners of the natural resources, and therefore the fishing rights are for the IAMs. And my to-do number 4, all Canadian nationals are authorized to fish for personal and family consumption and to make a living income all year round. 0 fishing permits required. Now, let's look at Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana de Delo's royal decrees regarding those above points. Royal Decree number 59. to the Kingdom of Canada's Armed Forces and Navy Special Forces, U.S. Special Forces, Allied Special Forces. Very important. And two, the We the People of the Kingdom of Canada, effective immediately, March 5, 2022. The We the People of the Kingdom of Canada, in brackets, Canadians, are permitted to fish and harvest seafood from any and all waters, lakes, and oceans of the Kingdom of Canada for purposes of 1, consumption, and 2, to make sufficient living income, and 3, fishing license not required. And that's not in all caps. Note, I hereby order our armed forces, special forces, Navy Special Forces, U.S. Special Forces, and Allied Forces to fire upon any and all foreign fishing vessels unlawfully fishing in the oceans, waters, and lakes, territories of the Kingdom of Canada. And so it is. And when Her Royal Majesty says, shoot any foreign fishing vessels, that means shoot any foreign fishing vessels. And that's regardless of any previously signed agreements, to be clear. And in a more recent royal decree dated February 15, 2024, this latter point is made clear again. Licenses authorizing foreign fishing vessels to enter the Kingdom of Canada's waters to engage in specified fisheries activities are null and void. And so it is. That's so significant. There was so much corruption in the industry and so many false narratives. It's important to know some of what was going on, but I'm excited to share what's happening now under natural law. The false narratives were created for the purpose of controlling prices. Also, it was part of an agenda to project that idea of lack, not enough, when in fact, we are abundant. Fish farms allow for food production all year long. That equals abundance. Why is it that we're surrounded by water and yet pay exorbitantly high prices for seafood? The reduction of exports equals abundance. And to that, Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Didelot's Royal Decree number 60, which Your Excellency had already brought to our attention, so important and so significant, fishing harvest from the Kingdom of Canada, Canada first, and Canadians first. Effective immediately, March 5, 2022, 75% of all fishes, prawns, lobsters, crabs, oysters, scallops, mussels, etc., harvested from the Kingdom of Canada must remain and be sold to we the people in the Kingdom of Canada.
How exciting is that?
It really is. It really is. And the end of that is we the people of the Kingdom of Canada must first have the right and privilege to consume and enjoy all harvested seafood from their oceans, lakes, and waters. And so it is.
And so it is.
right? And as stated in another royal decree dated August 8th, 2022. And this really does illustrate the importance of all of Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Diderot's royal decrees. The Kingdom of Canada.ca. So important to go and read all of those royal decrees, totaling now to date 227. Very important to read them, reread them, and read them to your VIP children. So to continue, as stated in this royal decree dated August 8th, 2022. Furthermore, in order to maintain and sustain our fishing industry, dragnets fishing is strictly prohibited. Small-sized fishes, crabs, and shrimps get caught in them and are killed. That's dragnets fishing. Farmed fishing and aquaculture fishing are allowed all year round using vegetables, hemp-based fertilizers. Zero fishing license is required to fish for small boats, fishermen, women, individuals, families, for food consumption all year round. Large,
exciting.
yes, and large commercial fishing companies, boats are permitted to fish from June 30 to October 31 each year. This gives we the people, the I ams of the Kingdom of Canada, the opportunities to have as much food as they want, need for their personal consumption, and to create a small business, a small or large scale business with these guidelines. It's amazing.
It is amazing because now we can experience eating all types of fish that we were never having access to before. So now that we can, and we'll talk about the farm fishing later.
Yeah, there's a little bit to discuss there and more to be discovered and share, absolutely. I wanted to point out that giving these fishing time frames to the large commercial fishing companies, it's important for several reasons, but it allows for the fish stock to grow. And it also gives the individuals and families the increased opportunities to fish. So again, individuals, families, that's year-long, year-round, available, accessible seafoods. And as we mentioned before, there were negative narratives regarding the farmed fishing and aquaculture, but again, they were false narratives. That was to serve an agenda in the old system. And you know, Her Royal Majesty, Queen Romana Diderot, has learned and known this type of farming since infancy. When fish are fed with vegetables and grains, such as buckwheat, it produces a very different result. They can be fed hay or even hemp. Yes. So do you know what they were fed in the old system?
I know, but do you know?
Well, I'll be blunt. They were fed horse shit and cow shit.
And chicken shit.
Really?
Yes.
Ooh.
They had suspended cages over the fish with the chickens, and that's what they fed on.
Wow. That's really gross. Wow. I mean, there were many things done to destroy the fishing industry in the old system.
Well, aren't you glad that the old system is done?
Very, 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 very. And it's Her Royal Majesty, Queen Romana Digilo, has created the royal decrees under natural law, which have changed the entire fishing industry for the benefit of the IAMs of the Kingdom of Canada. This just recently, June 20th, 2024, in the Kingdom of Canada, notice to one is notice to all. Read salmon, aquaculture. Don't get your knickers in a knot. Aquaculture in the Kingdom of Canada is prohibited not. I am Her Royal Majesty, Queen Romana Digilo, will be issuing a royal decree with policies to ensure aquaculture, in bracket salmon farming, is conducted in a sustainable, responsible way and beneficial to all, i.e., the salmon is nourished with vegetable feed only, etc., etc. And so it is.
And so it is, and it's a lot healthier for us. So.
Absolutely. I mean, that's a no-brainer. You want the fish fed something natural, vegetable, grain, or?
Well, maybe some of the IMs that don't eat fish would consider eating it after that.
That is an excellent point. Very excellent point. So, as Minister of Oceans and Fisheries, I am developing a plan to kickstart the industry in the provinces and territories where currently there is none, and encouraging the growth of the industry by providing information for success, how-tos of fish farming, aquaculture, best practices, temperatures, ensuring fish are fed properly, which types of fish thrive in which environments, cycles of reproduction, etc. And as you mentioned, there are farms where the fish are underneath and the vegetables are growing on top. It's a symbiotic relationship. The plants absorb what's in the ecosystem beneath. So that's really cool. And also why it's important to not feed the fish shit. but there you have the fish growing and thriving in an environment that's ideal for them, and the plants, vegetables growing on top.
Well, that's why we use fish fertilizer for growing plants. It's nutritious for the plants, but you don't taste it.
Right. And so it's natural. It's just
Yes,
natural.
Natural.
It's its own cycle of growth, and it's amazing. So more of that. I am providing information on business startup. Her Royal Majesty's royal decrees upcoming, which remove the red tape BS from the process, is a game changer. And the Kingdom of Canada will provide a business loan up to $50,000. Part of that agreement is that 51% of the business is owned by the IAMs of the Kingdom of Canada as the owners of all natural resources, which they are also shareholders of. So it's abundance on top of abundance on
And
top
it's
of
a
abundance.
win-win situation.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
So,
and I am enforcing all the changes, from ensuring that no foreign companies are taking all of our resources, to eliminating false narratives, reducing exports, and having a transparent industry with best practices will ultimately bring back seafood prices to 1955.
wow. Do you have an example for me?
I don't have an example at this moment, but 1955 prices, that was way less than what we're paying now. Yeah, but
Well, I know what a can of sardines was in
okay, tell me.
1970.
What? Tell us all.
18 cents,
What year was that?
1970.
1970. A tin of sardines was 18 cents.
Mhm.
So 1955 will be a quarter.
20 years back. Maybe 3 cents.
It'll be great. It'll be absolutely wonderful.
And why buy canned when we can have fresh? So
Right.
we'll have fresh.
Right,
We
right,
won't be
right.
buying any more canned.
So many options, though. Well, this ministry plays a significant role in ending poverty in the Kingdom of Canada. With a solid fishing industry, the food supply is abundant, and there is great opportunity for business on a small scale or large scale, as you wish. The Kingdom of Canada is rich with water sources. The lakes, rivers, and oceans provide so much. Those old narratives are just to be completely discarded. And on that note, enough with the drought narratives and water shortages we've all heard so much about. There is desalination technology, which converts seawater, ocean water, even swamp water into pure drinking water. So I heard that the military, every time a typhoon causes damage somewhere in the world, they put up these desalination systems for the IAMs to be able to drink. And it's readily available and it's portable. So more of this
Well,
coming.
the same thing with the dehumidifier. If you have ever had one down in the basement, you notice how much water it draws out. So if you were to have that water analyzed, you could use it for your plants or whatever. It probably is drinkable. I'm not sure about that,
Well,
but I know how much it draws out of the air.
I think you're right. And with the removal of the saline, it would make it really palatable and clean drinking water. And as you've just mentioned, I was saying there's water in our atmosphere, right? And that's
Right.
what's being captured in the
In the
dehumidifier.
yeah.
So that can be captured and used. There's literally water beneath us, around us, above us in the stratosphere. So
And
zero water shortage.
And us as Homo sapiens, we are 70 to 80% water.
That's true.
So everything is water.
Water, water, water. And further, I will have random audits done out on the seas and in our oceans to ensure that all of our natural laws are being implemented and upheld.
Oh, thank you for that.
And thanks to Her Royal Majesty, Queen Romana di Dilo. Rest assured, the corruption has been removed. And about 90% of the old system ministry staff is removed. Gone. Gone, gone, gone. So the fishing industry will look a lot different when it's managed for the benefit of the IAMs and not the corporation. The long-term economic wealth of the IAMs of the Kingdom of Canada is a priority. And yes, to the aquatic ecosystem, people do mention that it has been disturbed and it will be fixed by writing and implementing policies to ensure that it is not disturbed. When not disturbed, it is beautiful, natural, flowing ecosystem. So our magnificent oceans all around us will be naturally beautiful and clean, and we will be exploring the ocean depths and discovering more together. So yeah, I will, as the other ministers are as well, I will be providing regular updates, and via the designated website, there will be a page for the Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries. Excuse me. And I look forward to all the IAM's comments, questions, and to having full, transparent communication with all the IAMs.
Yes. So
Yeah, so that's,
how do you feel about your ministry?
excuse me. I'm just going to take a
Have
little
some
drink
water.
of water because water is abundant in the Kingdom of Canada and around the world. You know, I feel that it's my higher self that chose this. I feel that it's my higher self that chose this ministry of oceans and fisheries. And I feel that likely the strongest aspect for me was the importance of cleaning the illegal, unlawful activities that were going on through the oceans, through the transport and shipping. And as I began this meeting with today, it's really, everything is about our VIP children and their safety and their security. I get emotional.
Well, so do I. I don't even want to think about it, but I'm glad that it did come up so that the IAMs really knew what nefarious things were going on.
It's true. You have to bring things to the light, to the surface, and make it transparent in order to clean it and clear it out. So
yeah, all of our beautiful VIPs, and now we don't have to worry about that anymore.
This is all the new. We're under the new.
We're in the
Her
new
Royal
era.
Majesty. We're under natural law, and this is the new system. Thanks to Her Royal Majesty, Queen Romana Didilo. So I think that those are some of my first thoughts on, feelings about being the Minister of Oceans and Fisheries, and to know that those false narratives are being dispelled and eliminated from the minds of all IAMs across the Kingdom of Canada, and that those are being replaced with the truth. Those are being replaced with the awareness of exactly how abundant we are. Zero poverty, zero hunger. There is so much food. There is so much food readily available through this fishing industry when it is not being run with corruption and for the benefit of a corporation. Now it's all for the benefit of the IAMs of the Kingdom of Canada. And there is no hunger. There's no lack. I can't say it enough. It's abundant.
And for all the IAMs to know that it is abundant, then we can project that and bring that reality of abundance to us. So the more we talk about it, the more we think about it, the abundance comes to us. And what a wonderful feeling that is. And I know that some people do not eat fish, but I think that they might after we have everything put in order.
Absolutely.
Such a healthy food for us to eat.
Yes, absolutely. And to your point about just the IAMs learning of these truths and learning what's out there, and the energy then that they're feeling and bringing, it rises the energy of all, and that's going to show us even more the abundance in the Kingdom of Canada and around the world. It's that energy that's on the rise, because the energy of the truth versus the energy of those false narratives and the false old system, it's just elevating, it's enlightening, it's lifting us.
Well, the old system was there to bring us down and to feel lack and to feel that there was no hope. And that was all by design. But
All by
now
design.
with Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Digilo and the natural law and all of our wonderful royal decrees, how many did you say there was?
227, but Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Digilo is very busy writing decrees, so I think that number is about to
Just
go up. But
skyrocket.
227
And
currently.
so for our IMs and people that would like to read, would you like to give the website where they can go to read these royal decrees?
So important, yes. And once again, that is thekingdomofcanada.ca. 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 Go read the decrees and then read them again and again. Read them to your VIP children.
It's so exciting. Like when you print them off, you got these binders that are so thick, but you know, to go through and read and to realize that the new era is here and it's so exciting.
The new era is here. The new era has begun. Yes, and the ministries all they converge with each other. So what's happening in this ministry is connected to other ministries, and we are working together where those points meet. So it's that's also very exciting to work with the other ministers. And
it is exciting because we're all intertwined and everything leads into another. Like we also have our Christopher Maffenbauer. He is our food and water minister. So we're excited about working with him and with you with the fisheries. And we had Gail on Her Excellency Gail McGarry last week, and she talked about the Deputy Minister of International Trade and all of her good ideas on what to do. So
that was amazing.
Each week when we bring someone else on, we can all expand on what the last one brought in, and we all work together as a team, and we are all dedicated to serve we the people of the Kingdom of Canada and around the world. And there's two questions that you have to ask. Is it good for we the people? And is it good for the Kingdom of Canada? And if the answer is no, then it doesn't fly, right?
Excellent point. And I'm so glad that you remembered to say that because I didn't. 100%. Is it good for the IAMs of the Kingdom of Canada? Is it, if it isn't, then it doesn't fly. We do not proceed.
That's right.
And I was going to say also, our deputy minister of suppressed technologies, Joanna Rucci, really shared some amazing information on I believe it was the first Minister of Canada's meeting.
Yes.
And I'm also excited about that because for the fishing industry, think about replicators. Think about replicating all of these amazing.
Yeah, but think about the family unit. Like I have cousins that have married men from the Maritimes because they couldn't fish anymore. So they came out west to go to work at the coal mines because they couldn't make a living anymore. So this is so exciting for them. They all long to go back. And I worked with quite a few nurses that were from Newfoundland and all of that. And all they talk about is going home.
Wow.
And they couldn't make it there. So they had to come out, and their husbands had to work at the mines and they had to work at the hospitals. But all they talk about is going back home and to rejoin the families back there. So this is exciting for me because now they can go back and join the families for the fisheries and have a sustainable life back with all of the cousins and uncles and aunties that they all talk about.
Yes, family is everything. And so that there's no fishing license, there's no, BS red tape to getting your business started. There's not all the limitations that were put in place in the old system. So that is going to absolutely invite them back and increase the fishing industry across the
You have
Kingdom of
no
Canada.
idea what it cost for a fishing license for even for them to have a boat to go out.
Right.
And you got all of the expenses on top of that to run how can you make a living? You can't.
How could you? Had to be a millionaire just to be able to.
And that was by design, so that they had to get rid of them so that they could do what they needed to do. And we all know what that was. Well, it's all over now.
That's in the old system where everything was serving the corporation. Everything is serving the corporation. No more. Now, with we the people, the I ams are the owners. It can't be said too often. The I ams are the owners of the natural resources of the Kingdom of Canada. So we are so much more abundant than we were ever told and led to believe. It's amazing.
We all grew up living from payday to payday, trying to make ends meet because we were paying the corporations for everything that we needed to in our life, like electricity or gas or whatever.
Absolutely.
But that will be no more.
That is no more. What did you say? You already said it. The new era is here. The new era has begun. Yeah. So that's beautiful.
And it's exciting for all of us to work together. And it's a great responsibility, but
yes,
we are here for we the people.
Yeah. All the I ams.
All the I ams.
Yeah. So, well, that's been quite a lot of information to share with all the I ams here in the Kingdom of Canada and around the world. I'm looking forward to actually replaying this and having a listen myself. But I guess have we covered everything?
Is there anything else that you want to bring into the conversation?
I believe I have brought what I have to bring today, but there will 100% be so much more to bring. And
well, I'm excited about having you back on, and we can see exciting things that are moving forward.
Yeah, it is exciting because we as the ministers are learning and growing in these ministries and sharing as we are learning and growing with the I ams. So of the Kingdom of Canada and around the world, we're all in this together, really. So as I learn more and as I grow more in this ministry, the I ams are going to be right there along with me, and same for all the ministries. So
yes, and so with that being said, I would like to close out this edition with a post that was made to Canada First, and it was forwarded by Tony, a loyal follower of our Royal Majesty Queen Romana.
Excellent.
And I'm going to read it. This is what I would like to read it to close out our segment today. Before we have doubts about where we are now in Canada with Queen Romana as the Commander-in-Chief, the Queen of England was equal to no help. The Pope was equal to no help. The Prime Minister was equal to no help. The UN was equal to no help. The Prime Minister was equal to no help. The Red Cross was equal to no help. The UN, again, was no help. The rich billionaires were equal to no help. The banks were zero help. The religious institutions were equal just to a few crumbs. And the school system was equal to zero help. And the medical institutions were zero help and sometimes less than that. Queen Romana is equal to $100,000 loyalty check with more dividends from the Kingdom of Canada coming twice yearly in February and August. Freedom through the royal decrees, freedom to barter, freedom to travel without a license or registration, freedom to not have to pay income tax, freedom to have access to med beds, freedom to have free access to provincial and federal parks gratis, freedom to homeschool children and receive a salary, freedom to travel by land, sea, and air by advanced technology, freedom to own your own home without a rent payment, freedom to grow your food on your own property with grazing chickens, freedom to give birth to children without a birth certificate bond for the government, freedom to laugh, dance, and sing on closed public property to celebrate the freedom we all have inherited in the Kingdom of Canada because of our Canadian sovereign, national, and oath declaring status. Isn't that beautiful?
Wow, that's amazing.
And that's from a loyal follower named Tony.
Well, thank you, Tony.
Yes.
Illustrating. Which timeline do you choose? I mean,
I think we'll be with Tony.
and Her Royal Majesty,
Yes.
Queen Romana Didelot.
Yes. And so to close out, I would
Wow.
like to thank you very much for being here with me today. I would like to thank each and every one that is listening live, or if they listen to the recording, to thank them for their time to listen to what we have to say about the oceans and fisheries. And I would like to wish everyone a wonderful day and see you next time with peace, love, and prosperity in the Kingdom of Canada with Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Didelot.
And around the world.
And around the world. Thank you.
Thank you.